We don't have,
Oh.
today it's mostly just focused on the candidates.
Perfect,
so
then we
don't
can.
have-
No, we want time with you.
Mostly
Okay.
monkey business. It's not
Okay.
good.
Sarah, thank you for being here.
Yes, yes. Glenn, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for having me. Kirsten, you set?
Yep, I'm set.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Judge Sarah Ritterhoff Williams. I've been a county judge since 2007. I've been serving Marion County with honor and integrity both on and off the bench. A little bit of personal background. My husband Danny is here. He and I have been married for 19 years, almost 20 years. He's a property appraiser and has his own office here in town. My girls are both here. Well, my older daughter, Allison, or Emily, it's my older daughter. That's why I have the litigants write their names down before I introduce them to it. Emily is 18, she's a graduate of Forest High School, attending College of Central Florida, wants to be a preschool teacher, and works at Zaxby's. Allison is 17, she is a rising senior at Forest High School. She works at Ruthie Young Salon, and she wants to be a broadcaster, video production person upon graduation. A little bit about my education and background. Danny and I are both products of the Marion County school system. I started first grade at College Park Elementary, graduated from Forest High School, an associate's degree at College of Central Florida. Then I went to University of Florida and got a bachelor's in journalism. I went to law school at University of Florida, and then I came home. My first legal job was at the Public Defender's Office for a period of time, and then I was an assistant state attorney for 22 years, handling every kind of case, including a death penalty prosecution. I was the misdemeanor supervisor when I was at the state attorney's office, which gave me an opportunity day in and day out to see the 3 county judges. There were 3 judges at that time, and kind of pick and choose the things I liked, things I didn't think they did as well, and try to incorporate that into the way I handle cases from the bench. My endorsements, I'm endorsed by our clerk of court, David Elsperman. I am endorsed by our mayor, Kent Gwynn, endorsed by David Moore, and endorsed by Michelle Stone. We're not allowed to ask candidates that are also up for re-election or election to endorse us, so those are the endorsements I have at this time. I feel that it is crucial if someone is going to ask the public for the public trust of a judgeship, that that person has already served the public through public service. That is part of my DNA. My parents had us doing community service when we were younger. My husband and I are both involved. My girls are involved. Currently, the things that I do, I'm a Take Stock in Children mentor. I meet with a young lady at Westport High School weekly. When she graduates, if she completes the program, she'll get a 2 years of college tuition paid for by that program. I'm a Rotarian. Emily and I serve in the nursery at our church. Danny and Allison work in the video production area there. I am also on the board at Forest High School's, for the Forest High School inaugural lacrosse team, and was on the board at Ocala Lacrosse transition. That's 3? Okay, that's my background.
And once again, Judge, and I say that because you're a seated Judge Kirk.
Yes, sir.
If you feel uncomfortable with any of these questions, all you gotta do is announce that.
Absolutely.
Because we don't want to get anyone in any kind of a compromising position.
No, sir.
Judge, what kind of jobs, interests, or volunteer activities did you pursue during law school and present?
We would be here for a long time if I recapped everything, because I've been involved the entire time that I've been in Marion County. I just went through some of the things that I'm currently doing. Danny and I both are graduates of Leadership Ocala. I served on the YMCA board. I served on the board at St. John Lutheran Board of Christian Education for 6 years. I was the Altrusa president. I've been president of D.R. Smith Inn of Court. Those are some of the things that I have done. Got involved in things when the girls were younger that involved the girls. And just every season of my life, I've looked for community service to get to know the citizens of Marion County and help the citizens of Marion County. It's just part of the way we run. Danny was a Take Stock in Children mentor. I think that's how I got involved with it. The girls are involved in lots of activities. Emily's a volunteer coach at Big Sun Soccer. There's just a lot of things that we're involved in. We're a very, very busy family, very committed to Marion County.
As you're seated, Judge, but as a candidate, What do you consider your greatest strengths and weaknesses?
Greatest strength, I think that very efficient, very effective courtroom. Things move very, very quickly in county court in Marion County, and continuances don't happen a whole lot. Cases move very quickly. People have access to my docket very, very easily. I am stern when I need to be stern. I hold people accountable. That's not oftentimes an easy thing to do. It's not oftentimes a popular thing to do, but that's what judges do. Hold people responsible and accountable when the facts, the circumstances, their prior criminal history warrants it. And yes, one of the criteria that I will take into account is how that will affect that person's family, but that cannot be the only criteria when a judge decides on a sentence. And when you have two people, or you have two parties in a criminal case, one party is going to lose. Sometimes people are not happy after they lose, and they are held accountable. And I think that that's the folks that Mr. Ramputi is referring to, the folks that have maybe heard things they didn't like about their conduct in the past and been held accountable. Perhaps that's where that's coming from.
I hate looking in the eye when I'm doing this. Have you ever been disciplined by the Florida Bar?
It's going to be easy now. we can move on. No, sir.
Why should voters support you over your opponent?
For the last 11 and a half years, as I said, I've served Marion County with fair and sensible judgment. One of the things I'm most proud of as far as my judgeship is my DUI court. It is a treatment court that is designed to help repeat DUI offenders, other individuals that have serious alcohol and substance abuse issues. It is intensive outpatient treatment with court supervision. It's a treatment court, but folks that are there on probation. They have to do 2 group counseling sessions a week, 90 AA meetings within the first 90 days. They have to come to court every Tuesday for a judicial review. One of the things that has happened during the time that I've been campaigning, people have unsolicited reached out to me and told me, Judge Ritterhoff Williams, thank you for the sentence you imposed. You changed my life. After our last speech on Thursday, when I put my speech up on Facebook, there's a post from one of my DUI court graduates thanking me for the program and getting his life back on track. DUI court changes lives, but I can tell you for a fact that DUI court saves lives as well. There are people that are here today because they got a handle on their substance abuse issue and they did not die. I had people that started the program in a wheelchair, and by the end of the time, they were back at work, back with their families, they're happy, they're healthy, they're back to being successful. And this is because of this program. It is one of the things that I have found most rewarding, and I certainly intend to continue on as the supervisor of the DUI court.
Thank you. Do you possess any expertise in the field other than law?
I take really good pictures. I'm a good photographer. I think I'm a pretty good mom. You'd have to ask the girls. But I think Danny and I have been very good parents. It's the same thing that I take to the courtroom. You start with a certain punishment the first time a kid does something wrong. The second time, it gets a little more significant. The punishment has to rise. That's the way we've raised our children. That's just common sense. I bring that to the courtroom. I think that's one of my strengths. It may not be popular to some folks to be held accountable, but that is the way that the courtroom, I've run my courtroom for 11 and a half years.
Thank you. Do you feel the war on drugs has been effective?
We just spoke to that very briefly. The war on drugs, it depends on the individual, it depends on the circumstance. It depends on where they are in their addiction. Some people have to hit rock bottom, and sometimes that happens in the Marion County Jail. That's sometimes where rock bottom is, and then they have nowhere to go but up. We do provide a number of programs. The DUI court program is one of those that is, some people just don't know where to go. And this program gives them structure, it directs them to treatment providers, it gets them the help they need, and after a year, because they're only with me a year, we send them on their way, hopefully, with the tools to continue to be successful, healthy, productive members of society. Sometimes it is, we aren't 100%, I'll tell you that, I've had Mr. Ramputi's clients, he's a criminal defense attorney, I've had some of his clients go through my program, and it be absolutely, I've had one of his clients publicly, unsolicited, thank me for the program, and he said, I look better, if you think I look better, it's because of Judge Sarah Ritter Hoff-Williams in this program. I've had some of his clients not do as well. So it depends on where that person is. But we have programs that offer the people treatment if they're willing to accept it, do the hard work, make their changes to person, places, and things, and get back to being productive and successful people, returning to their families and their jobs.
Thank you. This is the last question. If the Constitution and your religious beliefs are not the same, which one will you side with?
I am a religious person. My kids have been raised in the church. We are religious people. Sometimes there are not a whole lot of areas that county judges deal where you have to go through that and make those choices in county court. I'm thinking of a certain example, and it was a circuit court matter, and I actually was so concerned about it. I will not go into the specifics of it, but it was something, I was the duty judge that week. Something came to me that I was very upset about because there was a big conflict in my mind. I handed it off to a circuit judge. It was a circuit judge matter. I just happened to see it, and he was happy to help.
Thank you. That's it now for my questions, sir, and if you want to have a closing statement, please.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm Judge Sarah Ritter Hoff-Williams. Please do follow, if you're on Facebook, I have a Re-elect Judge Sarah Ritter Hoff-Williams page. It will show you what I'm doing day in and day out, some of the community service, what happens in just a regular, sometimes I'll post my dockets, not specifics about cases, but just all the work we do. I've served Marion County with honor and integrity, both on and off the bench. I've been your public service servant for 11 and a half years, and I would ask for your vote August 28th. Thank you very much.
Thank you.